And Patricia, is there any opening?
Yeah, just like good evening, everyone. Glad to meet everyone, and like thank you for spending your time to joining us for this event. And we hope everyone can either learn something or get inspired, find good investments, or just making friends here. So introduce a little bit myself. My name is Patricia, and I'll be the host for tonight. And I think Nick mentioned that during the speech, we encourage everyone to participate and ask questions, but during the speech, we hope you can mute the speaker and type up the question maybe in the chat box, and Radek can answer these questions in a later Q&A session. Okay, then maybe we should start. Like Radek, yours.
Hi everyone, thanks for making it here. My name is Radek Ostrowski. I'm originally from Poland, now living in Sydney. So I've co-founded dHEDGE. We started working on it around early this year. Like the idea started in December, and in January we started working on it. And it's three of us, three co-founders. One other guy is Henrik and Ermin. And we have like lots of people that are helping us out. Our core team is now 12 people, 12 engineers. And we are constantly growing and shipping new things. So it's very demanding journey and very hard, but it's very enjoyable. So I guess that's it for the introduction. I will share my screen, and my idea for this, I don't really have a presentation. My idea is to basically talk you through what dHEDGE is and show how one can use it from different points of view. And then a little bit of the things that we've been working on. And I will kind of conclude with how one can go about writing their own bot, like using some automating trading strategies for dHEDGE. So let me share a screen. Okay, you need to give me access to.
Yes, just give me 1 second. Yeah, can you try again?
How is it? Can you see my screen now? Awesome. So maybe to kick off what dHEDGE is and how we think, how we like to describe it is basically it's a decentralized asset management protocol, where we kind of think that we want to be like a platform, kind of like Uber, that Uber connects, drivers, the taxis. We are a similar platform which connects best in the world managers, and this is not necessarily crypto managers, and possible people that want to take advantage of this, like investors. And we kind of provide them with this platform called dHEDGE, and you as an investor can very easily copy trade and follow whatever the best managers out there are doing. As a basis of the platform, we are using synthetics. I don't know if people on the call are familiar with synthetics. Just a quick intro is a platform built on smart contract that allows you trading between different assets. And this is not just crypto, but also you get like metals, and you can go long and short. And recently they added oil, and they have some indices of some stock as well. And dHEDGE builds on top of synthetics and provides this kind of interface for both managers and investors. And so we have a kind of this website. It explains several things. So we are backed by several big venture capitals in the crypto space. I guess you can just like kind of have a look at the website later. we have a useful docs. We're constantly expanding, kind of explaining, I mean, what we want to do in dHEDGE. Like, for example, what we say is that dHEDGE is a non-custodial platform. So what it means in our case is that you as a user, if you put your funds onto one of the manager's pools, the manager cannot run away with your funds. So this is not like, unlike traditional finance, if you kind of hand over your money to the manager, you have no guarantee that the money will come back to you. You're guaranteed this on dHEDGE. And it's decentralized. There is no kind of single point of contact. We cannot stop any investor from investing, and we cannot stop any manager from creating their own funds. And all the assets that are tradable, they are synthetic assets. So you don't actually trade Bitcoin and Ethereum, you're trading synthetic Bitcoin and synthetic Ethereum and synthetic oil. We went to production around a month ago, I think maybe just over a month ago. So I want to give you some stats of where kind of how we got here so far. And this is the token. So here, what's interesting is at the moment we have just nearly 1.4 million worth of synthetic assets on the platform, spread over various pools. And we have 174 pools generated. So like 162 managers have created 174 pools, and people come in and invest, and they kind of hope for getting good returns. We've generated so far 8.6 million trading volume, which is, I think, pretty good for us, just having launched recently. So this is the actual platform. And so once you log in, I'm already connected with my MetaMask. So at the moment, what we do, we feature top three pools on our platform. We came up with a special ranking, maybe out of interest. It's we calculate Sortiner ratio and then multiply it by square root of the kind of average assets in this pool. So basically, the bigger the pool and the better returns the manager is making without taking too much risk, the higher it will score on our board. And you can see that like top people with total return, they have 30%. This guy has 67% return. So it's pretty amazing, like how good they've been doing so far. But also, yeah, Ethereum and Bitcoin have shot up, so this is a big contributor to their good performance. But nevertheless, those returns are pretty good. Maybe we can have a look if we decided maybe we think, or maybe we want to put some money on dHEDGE. This guy looks like he's managing $258,000. We thought, okay, this is pretty good. So maybe we can do is like check out some statistics about his trading performance. And so here you can see this guy has been up since October 26th, and some statistics of his performance. We can see the graphs. And interestingly, he holds 9% of the pool himself or herself. So then you also kind of see that this manager has a skin in the game. So they will it will be in their interest to make good trades because they also have their own money at stake. There are several types of fees on the platform. So like one performance fee, it's set to 20%. So if this manager would make you some profit, then 20% of this profit would go to them. Currently, we have management fee set at 0 for all the pools. And there's a 1% of exit fee when you kind of join a pool and you want to exit straight away. This is kind of not beneficial for the system. So we put like an exit fee if you do it within 24 hours. If you wait for 24 hours, you can exit at like 0 cost. What else can we look at here? For example, what is the current state of the pool? pool composition. So they have 0 Ethereum, so they 0 US dollar. So they basically went into Ethereum and Bitcoin. So they're roughly half-half. And this is kind of their trading strategy. We can see some activity, like of what trades they have been doing. And so we'll be kind of expanding this view to show more details, but basically you can see that they've been pretty active trading. And they can add like specific description for their pool. This one didn't put anything, but what we also have is the managers, they can provide kind of updates to their followers. So either the updates can be open to anyone, or the updates can be only visible to the people that invested in this particular pool, like a secret knowledge sharing about the strategy, something along the like, for investors only. So I'm not invested in this pool, so I don't see what this person has shared. So this is kind of from the point of view of the like looking at the manager and then we have this investment tab where you would see kind of the pools that you have invested in. So here you can see I have invested in 2. I invested in Crypto Pension Fund and SNX Debt Pool Mirror. This one is actually a bot. I can show you this one later. And you can kind of go into this and see some more details. It'll be basically the same thing. So this one is in Bitcoin only. So this is kind of like from the investor's point of view. You can come and explore different pools. You can compare the strategies. You can check what the fees are on the platform. And then if you decide to invest into any of those pools, you just come in and you invest. So I don't think I have any SUSD in my wallet, so I won't be able to show it now. But yeah, it's pretty simple and straightforward. And it's like once you perform a transaction, it all happens on the blockchain as well. So now a bit to switch gears. If you are interested in trading and becoming a manager, or you can be even trading just your own pool by yourself, what you can do is come to this manage pool section where you can create your own pool. You can link your Twitter profile if you want to be, maybe you have lots of followers on Twitter and you want to display your face and you want to clearly say this is your pool. You can link it to Twitter, and then it will kind of show off your image, and your followers on Twitter, they could easily come into the pool that you are managing. I haven't done this one here. And here you can see all the pools that I'm currently managing. So I have one. And I'll show you how easy it is to create a new pool. So basically, you're coming up with this pop-up. You can type in the name of your pool, whatever you want it to be. And we have 2 different types of pools at the moment. So there's a private and public. So public is the one that anyone can invest in. So if you open it up, you set your fees, and then you'll be doing good trades. Some people that they don't even know you and you don't know them, they can just keep on investing in your pool. And if you're behaving, if you are making profits, they will be earning, and you will be earning some your performance fee on top of this. But we also allow to create private pools. We're still lacking a little bit of the support in the UI. It's currently possible from the smart contracts. So what a private pool is that you decide on who can invest. So there is a whitelist, and you can add different addresses to the whitelist, and then only those addresses will be able to participate in your pool. So this use case is more targeted towards kind of like traditional hedge funds. So let's say there is a fund which manages millions and they want to kind of have an exposure to DeFi and so on. but they are strictly regulated and they need to perform KYC on all their investors. So what they can do, they can come in here, they can open up a private pool, and then they can only allow addresses of their KYC investors that they kind of already verified beforehand, and only they will be allowed to invest. So here, just by default, is the address that's creating the pool, and then you can decide on the performance fees for the manager, and you can choose which synthetic assets you want to trade with. So, for example, let's say we want to do, I don't know, have like a British pounds and maybe DeFi index. Where is DeFi? DeFi index, and maybe, I don't know, oil. And then you just, create a pool. Okay, I didn't put those details, but that's how easy it is to start your own fund. And in traditional finance, if you wanted to set up your own fund, it will cost you like $100,000 and lots of it's not only the fees, but also lots of time and lots of compliance and so on. So I guess this is where the advantages of setting things up on the blockchain come in. Cool. So that's as easy as it gets. Now, if I want to show you, like once you set up your fund and you have some people contributing, so this is my fund, which is ready. If I want to trade, it's also, we have this very simplistic window at the moment. We are working on a more advanced view as well. But very simply, if you think, okay, now Bitcoin's gonna drop, so I can change Bitcoin into short Bitcoin. So I stands for inverse, which is short. So I can say now I want to have 0% of Bitcoin and I'll be 100% in short Bitcoin. And then you trade and the trade will go through. So the actual trade would happen on synthetic smart contract. And if I decide, you see, I want to kind of add some other assets, I can maybe enable maybe euro. And then, okay, we have at the moment limit of 5, but I could disable one and you can add another asset for trading. Soon we'll be expanding as we kind of optimize our gas costs. Then more assets will become available to be tradable at the same time. Yeah, so I guess this is kind of the basic overview of the platform, and at the moment, we are running like liquidity mining. All the projects in the crypto space, they run their farming. So there is liquidity mining going on at the moment for dHEDGE, where people provide a pair to Uniswap, USDC, and dHEDGE token. And if they get staked here, they'll be earning extra DHTs. We have this snapshot page where stakers of dHEDGE token, they can vote on different investments, on different proposals. Recently, we approved several investments into managers that registered interest in running on dHEDGE. This was pretty successful, and kind of we have a forum and so on. I see I'm kind of getting to the end of my time, so maybe I'll just do quickly about if you want to be a manager, but you don't want to be running any of the strategies by hand, you don't want to be just clicking there and doing the trades. Maybe you have an algorithmic bot, or maybe there is some kind of technical analysis type of strategy you want to do. You are able to code your own bot, and then all the trades would happen algorithmically. It's pretty easy. We released a simple Node.js bot SDK. And there is a little bit of setup at the beginning, just basically have to create your pool and get an address of your pool. But then, let me look it up. Doing actual trades is very easy. And you basically need just few commands to be able to run your bot. It's like you want to see what's the current composition of your pool. So you can, for example, get the assets. What's the value of my pool of synthetic dollar, and then you would get your value. And you can check what are the exchange rates, if whether or not you want to invoke your bot. And the actual exchange, the actual trading command is just one command here, which is basically you just call exchange and then from which asset to which asset and how much. I guess maybe I wanted to drill in a bit more about how to write the bot, but I think kind of running to the end of the time. So if there will be any questions related to writing the bots, then I'm happy to take any questions, and I can drill more into this. Maybe one last thing. So on GitHub, there is this SDK for the bots. Oh, actually, I remember there. I can show you the bot that's currently running. On dHEDGE, we are running one bot as of now. So this is one of the algorithmic bots that runs at the moment. It looks at synthetics debt position. So all the investors that stake synthetic tokens, they generate a debt, and then they can kind of reprice the debt into different assets, different synthetic assets. And what this bot is doing is basically looking at the general knowledge and general traits of all the synthetic stakers, and it tries to copy whatever they're doing. So it kind of assumes that they will be doing good trades, or majority of them, and it tries to mimic them. So majority of the stakers, they are in US dollar at the moment, and then there are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then some of them are in short Ethereum and short Bitcoin. And the bot has been like pretty active in trying to mimic and follow the changes as they are happening on the blockchain. So yeah, I guess it's me. So if we can open up for questions.
Yeah, is there any questions like from anyone?
Yeah, actually, that's super interesting. But I've been looking into developing trading bots for quite a while, and even read articles about people doing that professionally. Unfortunately, it's not so easy to come up with a bot which actually makes profit. So either you have to come up with a super smart idea, or yeah, even with large computers and large data sets I've read, it's still pretty tricky. But despite that, it's definitely pretty interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like at the moment, I mean, you need to have you're just getting alpha from nowhere. They're just by doing calculations and so on is very difficult, very tricky. So you need to have an edge of some kind, right? You need to kind of know what's going on, or if you know it's a bull market and you're relatively sure about this, then you can go long in different assets and put them in different proportions, and make sure that most of them are making you money. You can also have both on some triggers. So there's like this momentum trading. If you see something is going up, then you basically try to follow the train and enter the trade. But it's easier to say than programmatically do it as well. But then yeah, there are strategies where you can set up kind of your thresholds and stop losses, and when you kind of enter the trade, when you exit the trade, and try to make it more in a programmatical way. But yeah, it's not not that easy, and you can't really do high frequency trading on blockchain because it'll be too expensive and too slow. What at the moment where dHEDGE is the best suited for is kind of those slower strategies. It's kind of like a longer term strategies where you try to maintain different proportions of certain assets or build your own kind of index, and you try to keep it in those proportions. And then every so often, if you see maybe Bitcoin is really outperforming Ethereum, they would sell profits back into Ethereum and wait for the Ethereum to kind of catch up with Bitcoin, whatever. But yeah, I mean, sky's the limit. There is no limits from dHEDGE point of view. You can just do any type of strategy you want.
Just from the compliance point of view, like for the managers that whoever manage the pool, like do they have any license? Like,
so I mean, you can be anonymous on the platform. So what happens, like normally in finance, you know, you're actually holding custody of people's assets. So if you open up a hedge fund, I would give you money, then you control my money. Whereas here you don't really do this. I as an investor, I'm in control. When I enter the pool, I get a pool token back, which represents kind of my proportion in the pool. And then at any time I want, I can just return it and I get my funds out. So the funds, they might be in a different shape. So maybe I entered with US with the synthetic dollar, but now maybe I will get it back as an Ethereum or as a Bitcoin, but it will be worth more or less the same, or will be a bit more if the manager was doing good rates, or a bit less. But it's the manager, they cannot take the funds out from the contract and run away. So this is non-custodial. So normally you need kind of license for custody. And we kind of like to think about this more as copy trading. So basically you see that there is a manager, they have their own money and they are doing their own trades, and you can enter the pool. And basically when they are trading for themselves, they'll be also trading for you as a kind of side effect. And yeah, so it's kind of like a perfect copy trading platform. But yeah, there might be some places in the world where the like rules will be very strict for this. So we kind of advise the managers to make double check. It's kind of a good thing to do in the area they are living in.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, other than the bot, is there any other open gateway or like APIs for the developer who can just plug in to integrate with? Like, if like someone can build something like an aggregator or maybe wallet interface.
Yeah. So you can integrate in different levels, right? So if you wanted to build a wallet or something, we are already integrated in few wallets. Then you can just basically go and interact with the smart contracts. So this is kind of the lowest level. But we also have we run a subgraph, like on the graph. So it's an official one, so you can kind of get some stats from there. Our stats page, most of the things are taken from the graph. And we also run like a backend API. We have our own version of the graph where we collect more kind of statistics and so on. So we are in the backend, we're listening to the blockchain and all the events happening on different pools. And then we expose an API with the kind of more functionality. All the things you can see on the website, it basically comes from our API backend.
Okay.
So what type of integration, and like in particular, would you be looking at?
I'm thinking like more like an aggregator. So maybe like a DeFi portal, we can just like connecting with like a staking or maybe different kind of mechanisms. And like we might like to like if you have a smart contract, like the backend protocol. Yeah, still not very clear, but I think somehow we can utilize something already there, then probably we can just integrate together.
Yeah, you can definitely do it, or you can do it. There are already companies that have done it, so it's either go directly to the smart contracts or the graph or some other API that we can expose, or a combination.
Yeah, because today I've just read news like thing. What's the name? I just read the Total. They just integrate with Cofix and Dodo, so it's like a liquidity aggregator. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the dHEDGE token and staking has been integrated with some of the platforms already. Like none of the platforms have integrated the actual pools and what the pools contain and so on. This is still kind of a work in progress. Today we kind of did a fair. Are you guys aware of this Gnosis multisig, the new one, the safe? Or basically lots of kind of bigger DAOs and so on. They have this wallet where they manage the funds and so on. So today we kind of finished our own app that works inside of this Gnosis, that you can directly from this multisig, you can go and invest into dHEDGE and exit from dHEDGE pool into any manager. So we'll kind of be doing some of those integrations, and then we are open to accept any contributions from the community. So we're looking at launching kind of like a grants program from a kind of sub DAO for grants, and encourage as big collaboration from the community as possible.
We'll be listing something on Gitcoin sometime.
Yeah, that's one of the ideas, Gitcoin, yes.
Cool. Yeah, we're looking forward to.
Yeah, I think any more questions from? Nothing? Okay. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining, and just don't forget to share with your friend if you found this meeting beneficial. And I think we'll have our next meetup. Nick, do you know when?
It'll be still the same time next week. So Thursday, 8 p.m.
Okay.
So they'll be talking about the Dodo exchange. So talking about PMM. Yeah. For me, I'm also not aware, don't have too much background knowledge of that. So I'll be looking forward to listen. Here.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Thanks a lot for the invitation.
Yeah, I think
family atmosphere today.
Yeah. I think definitely for the Radek, the one I will check through more documentation on the dHEDGE website. Yeah, maybe I'll ask you some more questions later.
Sure, and you can head to our Discord, and then we have lots of resources there, and we're kind of adding all the time.
Thanks so much. Oh, there's some.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Radek. We'll definitely have a look at your website again, and maybe I set up my own fund.
Yeah, I mean, cost you, I don't know, like $30 or something to set it up, and then it's a saving of and 99,000.
Yeah, I'm still torn because often I do stupid trades manually. Then I think I should develop a bot, but then the more I look into it, the more I think, oh, that would take too much time and the likelihood to make it successful, I'm not so sure. So I'm still undecided on that matter, but maybe when I have some time, I'll look into it again.
So you could do some simple strategies, right? If certain average of value of Ethereum, let's say, crosses some other value, whatever, then you kind of go long or you go short, and you just leave it, and then you have a portfolio which is Ethereum or dollars or something else, and will be kind of automatically just trading. And then you don't have to work too much. And basically, using the example bot from GitHub, you just you can get it up and running very quickly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes you look at charts, but it's only easy in hindsight. But sometimes I think, with with Bollinger Bands, you could already do something, but the next thing would be, of course, a super sophisticated AI machine learning thing, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I think probably like next year, people can gather together, then we can have a face-to-face workshop. Then maybe Radek, you can teach us how to build a bot. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have many more bots on the platform. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.